your forecast first. Sponsored by Matex Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing.
Well, a nice cool night out there. That's a live look at a roofing dog. I brought your weather camera over Champaign. And listen, if you got to get out late tonight, early tomorrow morning, you might want to grab a jacket. The skies have cleared after what was kind of a cloudy day. Early this morning, we got some sunshine late, but now with the clear skies, look at that temperature, already down to 47 in Champaign, 50 in Springfield, and 51 in Effingham. And don't expect that temperature warm up a whole lot tomorrow. We're going to barely make it to 60 degrees for a high temperature. More cool weather like this is on the way. We'll also talk about some very small chances of rain. And how about the wind? Is it coming back? I'll show you here in just a little bit. WCIA3 News starts right now.
Now from WCIA3 News.
My buddy comes rolling up in his car and screaming fire.
Some people would just call the fire department, but these neighbors did much more than that. The COVID-19 saliva tests at U of I give out quick results, but some confusion is pushing back their availability to the community.
It's going to be a wait and see.
There's a lot of that going around, but Christie Clinic Illinois Marathon officials aren't even sure if there will be an event next year.
You're watching your local news leader. This is WCIA3 News at 10.
He ended up kicking the door in. I run in, take off my jacket, put out the fire with the door.
The quick action of neighbors helped prevent fire from burning through a house and hurting the person inside. The Effingham fire chief says if they didn't step in, that situation would have been worse. Good evening, I'm Jessica Coons. This fire happened yesterday afternoon at the corner of South Cherry and West Pell Street. WCIA3's Jennifer Jensen is live in our newsroom. So Jennifer, do they know what started that fire to begin with?
Jessica, the fire chief, says it was accidental, caused by an electrical malfunction on an outside outlet. The neighbors prevented the fire from spreading inside. The back of this home is charred from flames, but the inside was mostly untouched thanks to some good Samaritans who spotted the fire.
My buddy comes rolling up in his car and screaming fire, and then next thing you know, we go outside, see the house is on fire.
Hassan Hovis lives right next door to the house. He grabbed a hose, doused the flames, and went inside to tell his neighbor that the back of his house was burning.
He had no idea what was going on until we ended up going inside.
Nobody was hurt, but rather grateful that it didn't destroy the home.
He just kept on saying thank you, you saved my life, and I mean, I wouldn't necessarily call it saving my life, but doing a good deed. You know, hopefully somebody would do that if somebody was driving by and, you know, there was a fire.
The Effingham fire chief credits the neighbors for doing what they did in this situation.
Firefighting is dangerous because you don't know what caused the fire, you know, but it's nice that when good Samaritans, you know, come to the aid of their neighbors to help out in a situation like that and knock the fire down before we get there.
The damage to the home was about $8,000. I spoke to the man who lives there as well, and he said he's grateful for what his neighbors did. In the newsroom, I'm Jennifer Jensen, WCIA3, your local news leader.
Pretty incredible story. All right, Jennifer, thank you. We have an update on the search for a murder suspect from Olney. Authorities say the teenager was arrested in Florida. 18-year-old Rick Meador was taken into custody. He was wanted for the shooting death of 19-year-old Kyle Johnson earlier this month. A missing 16-year-old girl, also from Olney, was also taken into custody in Florida. A judge has denied a murder convict's request. Michael Henslick was sentenced to life in June. He murdered Holly Casano in 2009. After that, he filed a motion for his sentence to be reconsidered, but a judge turned him down. That motion claimed the judge who originally sentenced him did something wrong, but a second judge determined that was not true. Now the motion will move to the state appellate court. The Champaign County State's attorney says that appeal process could take years. State police launched a new system to help sexual assault survivors. This system works like you're tracking an online package. Survivors can see exactly where their test kits are. Experts say this won't solve the problem of backlogged kits, but it will help survivors in the long run.
It's definitely peace of mind as far as where it stops. It's definitely transparency and knowing where it is along the way. But what we need to see next is the accountability component.
State police processed 6,000 kits in the last fiscal year. While submissions are up by 9%, they have not gotten through half of their backlog. Christian County has one of the highest COVID positivity rates in the state. The latest data from Public Health showed a 15.9% positivity rate. Christian and Montgomery County's emergency management director says he thinks the spike in cases is because of complacency.
Yeah, I think part of that is everybody's grown tired of COVID overall. That includes the responders and frontline people like myself. However, it's a virus and it's still here. A lot of the contributing factors that we see are gatherings, and those can be smaller gatherings like 20 people at a birthday party.
He says the county follows state guidelines for educating businesses, but it has not issued any citations or cease and desist orders. Region 6's positivity rate is creeping toward the 8% warning level. Right now, it's at 7.2%, and that's without Champaign County's numbers. If the region does hit 8%, the state would enact mitigation measures for the entire area, such as no indoor bar or dining services and limited gatherings. Statewide, there are nearly 2,300 new COVID cases, bringing the total to more than 293,000. The positivity rate across the state is 3.6%. 35 more people have died in Illinois. The death toll is now more than 8,600 people. It's going to take a little longer for the U of I's COVID-19 saliva test to get official FDA approval. There was some confusion between the school and the FDA. They thought the university was part of a bridge program with Yale, a school that does have FDA approval, but that's not the case. The U of I says even though there was a mix-up, they have always followed guidance.
At every step of the way, we were doing our very best to follow the guidance and the direction from the FDA that as we understood it, and at no point have we ever been out of any kind of regulatory compliance.
There is no timeline for when the university could get FDA approval. A staff member with the Mount Zion School District has tested positive for coronavirus. That person worked around students at the grade school last week. Officials say they have not been in the building this week, but they're working with the health department to identify recent contacts. A school indicator is going fully remote for nearly 2 weeks. St. Teresa High School confirmed it had at least one positive test. They wouldn't say if it was a student or staff member. Students will return to the building October 13th. Also in Macon County, the Maroa Forsyth Middle School will go remote for 2 weeks. 3 staff members tested positive, 11 others are quarantining, and they don't have enough staff to offer in-person classes. Allerton Park in Monticello has taken a hit because of the pandemic. The budget there is down about $850,000. Allerton is typically a destination for weddings, conferences, and other events, but the pandemic put a stop to that. So staff members decided to spruce up their donation boxes with decorative signs. They're an incentive to get people to notice places where they can drop in some money.
Our donation boxes, many of them have little quips right now. So, for example, the one in the food dog garden says, "The food dogs are watching you, donate today." So things like that. And the one up at the mansion says, "A millionaire doesn't live here anymore, donate today." Just to kind of reach people's funny bone a little bit and try to inspire them to give.
More people are visiting the park because they can socially distance there, and staff members have also set up cameras that capture live footage of animals. For a link to see that, you can go to WCIA.com. The Illinois Department of Natural Resources is warning people to look out for deer. Fall is mating season, and deer are most active at dawn and dusk from October through December. Last year, there were more than 16,000 crashes in Illinois involving deer. Cook County had the most with more than 470, and Sangamon County was third on the list with 406 crashes. Some high school athletes' parents don't agree with their kids not being able to play this fall, so they're taking the IHSA to court. Plus, can kids go trick-or-treating during a pandemic? The new rules laid out by Public Health. And it's not Charlie Brown's Great Pumpkin, but it's a lot bigger.